My name is Kassar. I'm the founder and CEO of Multifunding. What we do is work with business owners and entrepreneurs like you across the country. 8.5 years ago, I lost my big, fat corporate job. I got fired by the bankruptcy trustees on a Friday. On my way home, I went to the bank and deposited a check for my full home equity line of credit. I then went home and told my wife what I did. And I started my company, Multifunding, on Saturday. And what we do is, as we work with business owners to help them get loans, it was a complete bloodbath for the first year. It took 9 months before we closed one loan. And now we close about 3 a week, and we do it around the nation. So you have $1 million today that you didn't have this morning, and you have to decide what you're going to do with it. You can choose to put all of the money in your business, invest that $1 million. You can choose to put most of it in your business. You can invest to put just a little bit of the business and most in the mutual fund, or all in the mutual fund. Go ahead and answer with the polls. What would you do with the money? And we have about 30% of the people who are going to say they believe in themselves so much, they're going to put all $1 million in their business. If you think about it, if we each took $20 out of our pocket as a business owner or entrepreneur, there are one of 3 things we can do with it. We can spend it, go buy a nice bottle of wine tonight at dinner, although I'm not sure $20 will get you too far. We can reinvest it in our business, which we often do without realizing it, or as is appropriate, even though we might not get as big of a return. Whenever possible, we should be taking some chips and putting them on the side to invest in something else. If you really could get 20, 30, 40 or higher % returns on the investments in your business, why wouldn't you go borrow money at 6, 7, 8% and use leverage in a positive way to get that done? Now the question is who you are, where you are, how you feel today about your business and your life. Sometimes people are gliders. A glider is someone who's worked really hard, they've got their business up and running, they're cash flowing, they're sleeping at night, they're going on vacation, and they don't want to do anything to screw it up. In contrast, a grower is somebody, I'm a habitual grower, I got bad ADD. I could be 90 and I'll still be thinking, no matter how well things are going, about my new product, my next idea, my next acquisition, my next sales technique, etc. Then there are speed bumpers who, it doesn't matter if they're growing or gliding. Sometimes no matter how hard you plan, most likely they'll hit a speed bump in business. You've got a regulatory problem, a financial problem, customers have left, new competitor, new technologies have emerged, employees have left, and then you're dealing with a speed bump, and finally an exeter. So how you feel about your business and your life also impacts your entre profile. You own a house, are you willing to put it on the line? Put a lien on it. If the business doesn't work, the lenders could take the house. Are you willing to max out your credit cards? Go to your family and friends and beg for money? Are you willing to ruin your credit? You have to decide what your risk tolerance is, because it'll be longer and harder and tougher than you ever imagined. Somebody walks to their local bank, and sometimes we think like our parents. Remember the first time you realized your parents didn't know everything? Well, I hate to tell you, your banker doesn't know everything also. There could be, you could work with your banker, and that banker either doesn't know about the SBA program, their bank doesn't do it, they don't do it well, or their incentive isn't tied to it, or maybe there's a third, someone 3 buildings down who knows about it, but they just don't do it. Don't just think that because your banker says you're not qualified for the SBA, you're out. There are over 2,200 banks in the country who work with the SBA. Every one of them uses the program slightly differently, pick pieces of it to use. Every one of them has their own credit box. Some are really good at it, some are stink at it, and you should try to use the SBA program wisely. Take a minute and think about whether it's your career or your business or your life or the company that you work for. Where do you think it should be 3 years from now? What's the stretch goal? That could be growing 10%, that could be growing 50%, whatever it might be. And you should think about that stretch goal not just in top line money, but in bottom line in terms of profit, because at the end of the day, that's all that really matters.